Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're back in the writer's room. You guys, the response I have gotten from the first couple of episodes of this that I put out has been incredible. A lot of you have asked me to keep going, so here we are. Before we jump into it, I did want to let you know I have a Patreon now, so check that out. Patreon.com/Real Housewives Recap, and you'll find my logo and you'll find us. So take a look at that, see if it works out. The first episode's free. You can watch it here on YouTube. After that, you can check them out on Patreon. We're doing the original Sex and the City series. So if you want to hear the uninterrupted podcast, it's in Just Like That, the Writer's Room. On this channel, I do reactions, and I pause a lot, and we talk through it. Just like we're sitting together and talking. I talk to you, you guys talk back to me in the comments. So we left off with the first episode, right? Where they're covering, I'm saying first episode of the podcast. They're covering Hello, It's Me and Little Black Dress. They're interviewing Samantha Irby. Well, that episode finished up with nothing else interesting to say. Shocker. So the next one that they uploaded was it'd be their second episode of the podcast, which is the third episode of it, Just Like That they're covering. Confusing, I know. So in this one, they are interviewing, I'm never going to say her name right. It's Rashana. I'm very curious to see how or if she differs from the other writers. I'm guessing probably not. And let's see what she has to say.
I'm Michael Patrick King.
And if this is your first episode, you will hate this guy.
And joining this week's Writer's Room discussion, as she has always been joining our Writer's Room discussion from sunny California, and I might add from a closet in sunny California where I first
Oh God, the ass kissing, let's all laugh at everything he says is already starting.
Met her. We have one of our new writers, Rachna Fruchbaum.
And now you understand why I could not pronounce her name.
She's written for shows like Parks and Rec, Fresh Off the Boat, and many, many others, and we're happy to have her here today.
Wait, those are actually funny shows, so what's happening here?
But deliriously happy that we had her in the writing room all those months before today.
Hi.
Way to live up to an intro.
Yeah, am I everything you wanted?
In life,
and
yes.
More.
On the podcast, not yet.
Not in the writer's room, not at all.
Yes.
Okay, so Rachna, yes or no, original fan of the series?
Yes, original fan.
Of Sex and the City, I should mean. I know you're a fan of it, just like that.
I'm a huge fan of, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Is that what we're talking about?
You guys, they're just so funny. If you don't believe them, just ask them. And also, don't you dare get near my Always Sunny. I love that show.
Such a big fan. And this is like a weird tidbit, but I feel like I shared it in my interview like a normal person where I said, as a small lady with kind of big boobs, also...
Wait, she said this in her interview?
A low-key awesome thing about the original series is Carrie Bradshaw made it okay for a bra strap to show.
Oh.
And it was a big deal in my life.
That's so funny. I never thought of it that way.
But
you guys, no wonder this show sucks so bad. This is the kind of stuff they think is hilarious.
Big fan for many, many other reasons, too.
Well, what are the reasons?
I mean, to me, it was like watching these strong, amazing, funny women.
You guys have completely killed by your writing.
Also be into fashion. I feel like incongruous things that we as women were told, like if you also like fashion, then you can't be smarter. You know, those weird boxes we get put into in the...
What? Kind of like the box you're trying to put them all in by saying at 55 you can't be fabulous, dress how you want, and do your hair fun ways?
Original show, and I think this one too, let all those things coexist. Let incongruous things that don't have to be incongruous coexist. And
this is fascinating because that's kind of been our complaint within Just Like That is they can't let things coexist. They can't be 55 and fantastic. They can't be happy and in love. They can't have their relationships, right? I mean, the writers are... Do they hear themselves?
To me, that's like the most special thing about it.
Okay, so let's talk again about how we feel about now that this thing is out in the world.
Oh, my
and
God.
The world, literally the world. Portugal. I was on a lot of press Zooms from Portugal to Russia.
Because he's so important, you guys.
to Botswana, to
what
everybody.
do they think?
Well,
All of those
I'm really-
countries.
I wish I knew how to say load of pants in all those different languages.
well, they don't think anything in one thought, which is what's so exciting about the reaction to the show, I think, that it is like,
Flaming pile of garbage?
half the world is in love and half the world is got torches and they want to burn down the castle that we were in. And it's thrilling that there's such a moment because there's 5,000 shows on television.
So just like we thought, they don't actually care if it's a good show or not. It's more about a cash grab.
I think the thing that came up most is the way we handled Samantha.
Complete hot garbage.
No one dared talk about the really exciting stuff,
That's because we haven't seen the really exciting stuff, you pompous ass.
which is age, how the women look.
So they are aware that we want to see that, and yet this is the pile of garbage that they present us. I have to find a new word for garbage. Rubbish. Pile of rubbish they present us with.
Right. In a way, right. The things I think we were most afraid of, we handled right away
No, you handled it in the wrong way.
very early in the episode. They couldn't go after that because we said it ourselves.
Oh no, we can go after that when you do such an abysmal job on writing this.
I realized, I know last podcast we said, oh my God, I feel like I've been pregnant for a year and I just want to get this baby out into the world. I just feel like we're ready to have it out in the world.
Oh, but we were not ready for this Rosemary's Baby.
Now it's out in the world, and I realized 20 years later, my muscle for being prepared for the reaction, I was not prepared.
Man, they're proud of themselves, aren't they?
Yes. And adding on to that analogy, I felt it was postnatal. Like I needed to be horizontal for 24 hours afterwards because it was it's exhausting to hear the response. And
It's also, to take that analogy even further, it's like when you take your baby out in the Bjorn and some lady's like, you should put a hat on it.
Yes.
You should.
God, they're full of themselves, aren't they? The thing that they're not thinking about is it's not just their kid. We've grown up with these people. We've carried them around in our heads. And so we're allowed to have an opinion about it, and they've mistreated our kids, so screw these writers.
And I feel
100%.
like also being prepared for everyone telling me how we should have done it is
Right.
I was unprepared.
Yes.
This is really rubbing me the wrong way, how high and mighty they're being about all of this.
Also, what a Rorschach test it is. I mean, I'm sorry, I have to jump right in. Miranda and the professor.
Oh, God, make that stop, please.
The physical response I'm hearing people had, like hiding under blankets, like freaking out, this idea that
So they're obviously proud of making us all feel so cringe about it all.
Miranda, who is incredibly smart and super conscious
She was until you guys gave her a lobotomy.
and insightful and aware, had that moment, was so upsetting for so many people.
You still stand by your work, right?
And I think it's like, guess what? Even the most smart and aware among us have blunders and step in it.
Oh, we know. We've seen your writing here.
And I was just fascinated by that.
Yeah,
I didn't
I'm fascinated
expect
by that too because, one of the great things about Sex and the City is we never told people whether to laugh or to take it seriously.
You guys, I can't with this bullshit. So no show does that. We're smart enough to figure that out for ourselves.
We didn't do a laugh track. We didn't underline what it was supposed to be.
Listen, Michael Patrick, full of bullshit. That's all you've done in this series. Like the Che stuff, for instance. Anytime Che and Miranda are together, you make it so painfully awkward and obvious. Think about that awful kitchen scene, and I'm not talking about the part you think I'm talking about, before the finger heard round the world happened. Do you remember how much the camera was panning in and zooming and showing us, look, they're flirting with each other. They're flirting. They're still flirting. Look, guys. I mean, they beat us over the head with this stuff.
And, when we show that scene at the premiere, people were screaming. Laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, no, you guys are confused. They were just screaming at their screens.
so screaming, laughing.
And
that's what, and by
uncomfortable.
the way, that's what it's for. It's laughter
Yeah.
from uncomfortability.
Yes.
And people sitting at
Yes.
home on their
But who wants to watch that? I don't. Do you guys? I'm going to go ahead and end it here because these people are drinking their own Kool-Aid and it makes me want to jump out my window. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the kind comments, all the support, all the views, all the thumbs up. Every one of those things really does help my channel out, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for sitting through this train wreck with me. It's so much fun. I'm going to keep going because you guys are amazing, and you seem to still be into it, as am I. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Leave me comments. You know I read them all. I love your thoughts. And I appreciate every one of you. Take care. Stay healthy and safe. Bye-bye.